Namaskar. Welcome to Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. We were talking to Sister Shivani on a subject called Soul Connections.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Sister. In the last episode, there was a very interesting thing. You said about honesty in children, and especially about that school, when the child had gone for a movie with his parents and he did not do his homework. And if he had told his teacher that he went for a movie, he would have got into trouble. That's what he thought so. And that is why he told the teacher that, teacher, I was not well. And his job was done. But if he had honestly told her, as you say that we need honesty, the teacher would have said, fine, it's very good to be honest, but you will be punished for your mistake.
That's why we're talking about the parent's role or the teacher's role in this case. Because we have been using this methodology that if someone tells the truth, they are punished or shouted at. So people fear to tell the truth. Let's experiment. When they tell the truth, appreciate, and then empower them also regarding the other mistake that they have made. Because otherwise it's getting into a deep sanskar of hiding things. We had a program in which we were talking about this, and there was this lady who had attended the program and she had made notes, and in her notes she has written that if my son tells the truth, I should not get angry.
I should not.
Should not. She was making notes during the session. No, it was a workshop. If my son tells the truth, I should not get angry. And it was a 3-day program. Second day, when she picked up her notebook, she saw that that line was underlined.
The child must have read that.
Yeah, it was underlined.
Oh, very interesting.
And she said, I know I wrote this, but I didn't underline this. So who's underlined this? And then she came to know that her 11-year-old son had underlined this. Okay, and then she started talking to him. She said, do you have something that you want to tell me, that you haven't told? He said, yes, but I know you will get angry. She said, no, I've understood that I shouldn't get angry if you tell the truth. You tell me. Even then the child was very reluctant to open up and tell the truth. And then she told him, no, I've understood. I promise you I will not get angry. He showed her the marks of his 6 months unit test which he had hidden from her, in which he had fared very badly. He said, but I couldn't tell you this because you would have got angry. But the minute the child had the faith that the parent will not react but will respond to me with understanding, the child was able to tell the truth. You know how many emails we get about children who are in pain? They've made some mistakes. Someone has got into some addiction. Someone's got into any kind of a relationship. They're carrying the burden, the guilt. They want to come out of it and they want to tell their parents, but they can't tell. Only because the parents will get angry. And they write emails to us and then they say, please don't take our name. No one should come to know this. Only because the parents will react. How much pain the child goes through when the child has to hide things from his parents.
I feel, after talking to you, that relationship today of a parent and child is of fear.
It is. Why fear? Because see, again we saw that the parents are under stress.
No, but we have been talking about love, and parents think that they love the child.
Of course.
Child thinks he loves the parents. But basically he is scared and they are scaring him.
Yes.
So where is the love?
Because anger, discipline, fear is used in the name of improvement and empowerment of the child.
I love you, that's why I do this.
Yes, because it's, you know what the parents will say? I'm doing this for the good of my child.
I'm punishing you because I love you.
Yes.
So that you don't do it again.
Yes. And at every step, we are disempowering our child. Every time we are criticizing our child. every time we're comparing our child.
This is what I wanted to ask you anyway.
Comparison.
Comparison.
Whether it's between siblings or
Neighbors,
friends, neighbors, yes. Always
schoolmates,
comparison.
classmates.
Classmates, constant comparison. And when we are comparing, we're doing it as a motivation. That when you compare, he will get motivated to do better. We do not understand when we see spiritually that the two children in my house are two souls. Okay, same parents, same environment, same education, and so we feel they both should have the same sanskars. But there's one factor of the sanskars which we have ignored, and which is the past birth sanskars of those two souls. They're coming from two different paths and two different recordings both of them have. Now one could be a very bubbly, extrovert, loud child, and one could be very shy, very quiet, very introvert. And the parents think that in today's world, in order to be successful, you have to be smart and
Street smart.
yeah. So they will constantly keep on telling this shy child, look at your brother, look at him, this is how you have to be, this is how you have to become.
This means your brother is stronger, brother is wiser, and you are weaker, and you are not wise enough. He is smarter, you are not.
And one more thing, we love him more than you. Naturally, because anyone who keeps getting appreciation, and every time I say, look at him, he's better than you should be like this, you should be like this child gets the message, my parents don't love me as much as him. Now this is disempowerment. And then however hard he tries, he cannot change his sanskar. And even if he has to change his sanskar, he requires power for that. But by comparing him and criticizing him, we are disempowering him. And he cannot change his sanskar. Now if I want to change the sanskar of a child, is it possible to do it without comparing?
It has to be.
It has to be done without comparison.
To be, because when you compare, sister, as you earlier said, you're making him weak. And what does he need that time?
Yes.
Strength.
And most important, this child starts hating the sibling and starts feeling my parents don't love me. There he is, all alone, rejected, unwanted and unloved. A child feels they're unloved when they're compared too much with other people.
They hate the other brother or sister because he's been compared to.
And now, because the parent has been constantly criticizing and comparing him, the child keeps on trying to do all sorts of things just to get the appreciation and acceptance of the parent.
And to get attention too.
Yes. And this becomes a very deep-rooted sanskar. Today, if we just have to look around us, you find huge number of people who are just ready to do anything to please people. They'll do anything to please people because of that period.
How artificial a life they create for themselves.
Yes.
What a difficult life to keep on pleasing and
But they
pleasing.
did not get appreciation. So, it's like there's a vacuum. And so I want appreciation. I didn't get appreciation from my parents. So I want appreciation. I want acceptance. Now I'm ready to do anything for it. There is this, very recently, there was this parents who came to us with a 13-year-old daughter. That 13-year-old schoolgirl was found into having a physical relationship with someone in the neighborhood.
13?
Yeah, 13. And when she came home and she had all kinds of marks on her face and the parents, obviously were upset. Now, if you just put yourself in the position of those parents, if you come to know that your daughter's been into something like this, how would a parent have to respond?
Today a parent gets angry, no?
They got angry.
Yes.
They were shocked. First
They were
it was a
shocked,
state of
angry,
absolute shock, angry,
Use all sorts of names,
language, mistrust.
and would finally say, we'll throw you out, nobody will marry you.
So they locked
You've done
her.
us,
They locked her in the room And even if she just went out of the house, they would have binoculars in the windows just seeing what she was doing. The school said, we cannot keep you in the school anymore.
The matter went to the school? How
The
did
school reached through friends and all sorts of things, that how this reached. Now, the need for that girl was, she was in guilt, she was in pain, and anyways why she had got into this was another reason. But the need was love, understanding, compassion. But what she got was anger, rejection, mistrust, doubt, and lot of hatred. How can she ever come out of it?
Impossible.
And then we sent all three of them to a counselor. And after one session with the counselor, the psychologist, she called me up and she said, don't send the girl, she doesn't need any counseling.
Oh.
Send the parents next time. I said, no, it's the girl. She said, no, the girl's fine. And then I said, what happened? She said, she's a single child. And the parents haven't had a good marriage right from the beginning. And they've been constantly fighting. And they both have taken out their frustration on that girl. That girl doesn't know what is love. And therefore, one person whom she found, who was ready to give love in whatever way she understood, she just needed acceptance. She said she doesn't need any counseling.
She's fine.
She's fine. And then when we told this to the parents, do you think they were ready? Not at all.
They'll say the mad doctors today, mad counselors.
Didn't go back to the counselor again.
They'll never do that.
Yeah. And they said, it's our girl. We're sending her to you. You better see what needs to be done. We are fine.
And what about the school teachers?
Oh, we had to do a lot of work and get.
They also need to go to, they need counseling too.
And it was a counselor in school who had taken this decision that she should not be in the school.
How sad.
So in all this process, it's this child who goes through a lot of pain only because the grown-ups around are not stable while they are responding. They're not realizing their own fights, their own frustrations are creating the personality of the child.
You remember last time you told me when a child says to his parents, you have the right to fight?
Absolutely.
And you stop us from fighting? Why are you, mom and dad, why are you all the time fighting? Do you have the right to fight, not us?
When we talk to parents, those who are having conflict amongst themselves or, constant fights at home, that your fights have an effect on children. They're consuming your energy. So they'll say, oh, but we don't fight in front of them. So it's behind closed doors.
And then,
this is how we're cheating each other.
no, but the closed doors, even then it matters?
Vibrations?
Yeah.
It's vibrations.
When it matters in the mother's womb, then.
Yes, it's vibrations, it's in the air. You can stop talking to each other if you want. So much heavy energy. A child is constantly consuming the energy of the parents, the energy that's there in the house. That's the diet. So how careful we have to be. And because we are going through that conflict or our own stresses, then we tend to get irritated very easily. We tend to take out frustrations on them, and then sometimes even physically violent with the children. You just have to think once, however big may be the mistake, however big may be the mistake, is physical violence the solution for a child? If someone had to physically beat us if we made a mistake, what happens? It's disrespect. It's disempowerment. Here is a child which is growing. It's like a plant growing in your garden.
And along with the growth, you need the child's self-esteem to grow.
Self-esteem to grow. So it's the self-esteem which is growing, and in whichever direction you want it to grow, you have to just put a little support and it will grow in that direction. But if we go and trample it, every time we're using critical energy.
All the time criticizing, look at your neighbor, look at your friend, look at your, and
You're
especially brother's son or brother's child or sister's child or neighbor, relatives.
Every instruction, every statement that we are making to a child, he is drawing his self-image.
That's a beautiful line.
He's drawing his self-image.
Every statement you're
giving to a child, whether it's with your
And
thoughts or with your words.
it's drawing his own
Self-image, yes. If I
And
say to the child, you're very slow, he draws his image. I'm very slow. You just won't finish on time. Conditions, drawing his image. I won't finish on time. Everyone else can do it better than you. Okay, everyone else can do it better than me.
That is how you create a child?
This is how the self-image gets created. And now when this child is 20 years old and 30 years old, send them to n number of workshops. Send them to training programs, and there's the facilitator saying, you can do it, you are powerful. They say, no, everyone else can do it better than me.
I can't.
Because my self-image.
Now, what do we do at this age?
Now be very careful. Now at this age, when we're grown up, yeah, of course, then with meditation and with the right knowledge, we gradually, stop and we change our thinking patterns.
Awareness and meditation.
But as a parent, very careful what drawing is being created. The same thing can be said in a different way. In fact, if the child feels that he cannot do it, it's our role to empower him that you can do it. But we feel if we say to him that you cannot do it, he will get inspired and want to do it. We do not realize the quality of our energy will decide whether he will be strong or he will be weak, and that will be decided by my every thought word.
What silly things parents say. Oh, I'm playing on his psychology by saying that I'm giving him actually a challenge by saying that you can't do this. See, now this is a challenge. This is playing on psychology. Now he will do it. This is...
So we have to be very careful. You know, when you see little children, they come and tell the parents everything. See a little boy coming from school, he'll go around the mother telling him this happened in school, that happened in school. Suddenly, they're 13, 14 years old or 12 years old. They've stopped telling. What's the reason? And then after that, the parent runs after them.
What happened?
What happened?
Why
don't you talk to me? And they close the door. Please go out, close the door.
Why?
Why? Because when it was a little child, whatever he came and shared with the parents, the parent was happy. No, the parent was happy, smiling, because they were little things. No? So he could see that his sharing brought a smile on the face.
So beautiful.
But now when I'm 12 years old or 13 years old, and now the things that I have to share are not bringing a smile, but they're creating different emotions. If a child had to come and tell at home, you know what, today I tried a cigarette. Or today I bunked school and went to the mall. How's the parent going to respond?
How could a child say, Ma, you know something? We all friends bunked school and went for a movie. How can a child come and say that?
How can a child come and say that? It's a child-parent relationship.
It could have, I don't think it is possible today.
We have seen children who have the most beautiful relationships with their parents only because they come and tell everything, and everything means everything. But they're able to tell everything because from there isn't that reaction. That's acceptance. In today's time, there are so many challenges outside, there are so many distractions outside. If you want to protect your child from going anywhere where you don't want him to go, the only way will be if you know everything about your child.
And allow him to come and tell you
Allow him to come and tell you, and when he comes
as
and tells you, don't react. And then definitely not say, you're wrong. This is wrong. We have to understand the child's not wrong. At this age, to want to bunk school, to try out something which everyone around me is trying out, to do something like this, to get into relationships is not wrong. It's a very deep thing that a parent will need to understand, because at that time we immediately tell the child, you're wrong. Then the second time you're wrong and you're wrong, he stops telling. But he doesn't stop doing, he just stops telling. If we could have said,
okay,
you're not wrong.
That's what I wanted to ask you. What as a father, what is the line I should tell a child?
It's not the line. First, what is the belief? The
okay,
belief
line,
is...
belief, because I should not say wrong.
Yeah.
Now a child comes and tells me that, Dad, I did this, which is not supposed to be right. I cannot say you're wrong. What do I say?
Can I say you're right? Can I think he's right? Is a child right?
From his point of view, he has done right.
It's most important. This is respect. From your point of view, you're right. I just have to understand that. Even if I don't have to say it, my vibration has to be of respect. This is acceptance. That I understand in the scenario that you are in school today, at your age, where it's a time for experimentation, I understand that you feel like doing this thing. This is respect. You are right. The vibration that will travel from the parent to the child is you are right. So the vibration that will come from the child to the parent will also be you are also right. And then the parent will say, you are absolutely right, but you know, cigarette
happens.
Cigarette is wrong. You are not wrong. Feeling like doing this is not wrong.
The deed is wrong.
So it's you are right. It's very important for a child to get a message from the parent that you are right. Because otherwise the parent is only sending the message, you are wrong. The time you get up is wrong, what you eat is wrong, what you wear is wrong, where you travel is wrong, your friends are wrong, amount of time on TV is wrong, amount of time on everything is wrong.
So what does the child say? If I am so wrong, let me be wrong.
No,
Throw
they
me
don't
out.
say that. They don't say that. If I keep sending you this energy that you are wrong, very soon you are going to send me the energy you are wrong. So if the parents keep sending this vibration to the child, you are wrong, very soon the child's thought process is, you are wrong. And then we call it generation gap. There is no generation gap. There is no such thing as a generation gap. It's just that every generation wants to tell the other generation that you are wrong and we are right, and therefore there's a gap. And this can happen between any two souls.
Actually, this is not soul connections. It is loose connections.
Yes. So if a parent has to only remember this, that the child is right from their perspective, and give him that acceptance, don't fear. We fear. We fear that if we allow them to tell everything and we don't react, that means they'll just keep doing everything. They will not. This has to be experimented. They will not. And whenever they even try and experiment, you are there to guide and facilitate them. What about everything that they're doing which you don't even know? And they're not able to tell because of fear. So let the child come and tell everything. Everything means everything. And be with them, support them, understand they are right, now guide.
Then there's an art to guide also.
No, it's very easy. See, once the energy is right between two people,
Yeah.
the respect is there for each other.
Then the rest of the things follow
We
there.
thought children are supposed to respect parents. What about parents respecting children?
You're right.
Because it's about a soul respecting another soul. It's not about child respecting parents. It's about two souls respecting each other. Then there will be the right energy between them, and then they can understand each other.
I love this, I love this statement, two souls. When there are two souls, automatically you don't see anybody small or big, or he's a kid, or he's too old, a senior, junior. It's a soul to a soul.
This is soul connection.
Soul connection. It's so beautiful.
And that is what we learn at the Brahma Kumaris. The fundamental lesson at the Brahma Kumaris is soul consciousness.
Solves so many problems when you say soul to a soul. A pure soul is coming. And also I liked one more point you said, that he or she is right from their point of view.
This is in every relationship.
But everybody on earth,
Everyone.
whoever did at that moment, he thought he was right.
Any moment, we make so many mistakes. The whole world might think we are wrong, but at that time when we are doing it,
I thought it was right.
I thought it was right. Everyone always does what they think is right. No one ever thinks, this is wrong, come let me do it. Never.
And usually parents tell the child, you always do wrong. You are always wrong. Always you get into trouble and you put me into trouble. So many allegations, and the child's, as you said, the self-esteem of a child, like you grow a beautiful plant. And I love that line when you said that whatever you say to the child, he is drawing his own self-image.
We just have to remember the picture of a little plant growing in the garden. you know, the ones where we add these little sticks and support them, they might go in another direction which we don't want them to go. The plant also goes in all directions. But with a lot of love, I have to take it in the direction where I have to go, but it has to be with love.
Let's see the direction and the love in a short meditation.
Definitely. Let's sit back and see my relationship. A relationship between I, the soul, and my child, another soul. It's an energy exchange between a soul and a soul. My every thought and feeling is energy that travels from me to the soul. And this energy decides the direction in which the soul grows. The self-esteem develops, self-respect created. It's my vibration which is choosing his direction. Irrespective of whatever they do, my prime responsibility is their development and empowerment. And so at every step, my response to every situation, and even to things which I thought were wrong, it's a response with understanding and compassion that they have a reason for what they are doing. They are right in their own perspective, and I respect them. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Om. I'm a peaceful soul. ये ध्वनि मंगल ध्वनि है. Om Shanti Om. This sound is a sacred sound. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. I'm a peaceful soul. Om Shanti.